2021 market crash. Is it coming? There's so many things out there. People are talking about the bubble, instability, market crash. What's important to you? What do you need to know about what's coming? And we're going to talk about what you can do today to keep your money safe. So there's a lot of talk today about when's the next market crash coming. And if we think back just a few short months ago, in March of 2020, we had hit an all-time low in the market based on the run-up we had previously. From that point to about April of 2021, the S&P 500 and Dow Jones are about 80% up. Right? So think about that sort of growth. Had you invested right at the bottom, how much you would be ahead today. And so that leaves a lot of concern on the table for, is there going to be another market collapse? Is there going to be another pullback? But the other thing that is coming up is, well, there's a lot of instability around what's going on in markets today. If we look at the economy, the new tax proposal that's on the table, all these things could affect business and what could be in store for them. So if businesses are challenged, might that be the catalyst to what's going to happen in the economy, right? And is that going to be the catalyst to the pullback? Will a tax change cause a market downturn? The challenge of trying to predict a market downturn is that we never know what it's going to be. Who would have ever predicted a global pandemic that would cause all of this, chaos and turbulence in our economy and in our lives? So one of the things that we have to start doing is we have to start preparing in all times for those bad times, right? No matter what season we're in, whether it's what we would call economic winter, where everything's really bad and people are doing, really poorly, or there's layoffs and all these different things happening, or it's a boom time, which I don't think this is a boom, but I think pre-pandemic, we were probably in a really good run, right? Right now, there's still a lot of job loss out there. There's still a lot of people on unemployment, a lot of people hurting. So I wouldn't say that we're in the good times yet. For all of those that are employed and have been making money through this pandemic and have been able to adjust their lifestyle or adjust their working situation, they've been able to adapt to this. Now is the time to be stashing away and saving and building and getting that roadmap for where you want to be in the future. Because come another downturn, you want to be able to take that capital and deploy it, because that's when millionaires are made. So realize that everything that's happening in the economy, that there's always things that can cause a shock, right? If we remember the flash crash, that was somebody miskeyed a stock trade and crashed the S&P and the Dow and shut everything down, right? There's different circuit breakers and tripwires. Right now, people are focused on the 10-year treasury and they see that rising even though it's at a historic low. Realize that there's always going to be threats and shocks that can happen within the economy. So really what you need to be paying attention to is your own personal economy and how those things are affecting you. You want to take a real assessment of where you're at. Do you own stock? Do you own crypto, right? Crypto is something that was very low. It's very high right now. If you own Bitcoin, it's probably at an all-time high or very close. That had fallen apart a few years ago. Is that something you want to still consistently be in? And what type of cryptocurrency? There's so many out there, right? If we look at housing prices are going up. However, the appraisals really aren't changing. So people are having to come out of pocket and pay those additional costs out of pocket just to be able to purchase a home. Is that a problem moving forward? There's all sorts of different things that will go on in the economy that you can be aware of. But if you're setting aside money for yourself and you're taking a true assessment of all the things that you have and then reallocating, changing where you're at, making moves to set yourself up financially, that when something happens, when a crash comes, you can jump right back into where you want to be. The point is to have the cash on hand so that when those opportunities come knocking, you can take advantage of them.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Rob Gill, Money Minute. I always get asked the same question. How do you protect yourself if and when the market crashes, no matter what year it's in? Here's the point. If you're diversified within and amongst asset classes, you have proper communication with your fiduciaries, understand exactly, they know what your goals and objectives are, and you have alternative investments, i.e. real estate, i.e. cash value life insurance, and or gold and silver. These are not recommendations. I'm just giving you a global understanding, and I am not a fiduciary. With that being said, in that space, when the market does crash or correct, by proper positioning, you won't even skip a beat. As a matter of fact, you may have enough liquidity in there to take advantage of a market crash, aka economic winter.
Let's talk about the situation of, hey, you know what? I'm already retired, or I'm about to retire. What are some things that you could be doing today to make sure that you're safe, not just today, but also in the future? Maybe your life savings has been poured into your 401k at work, and you're getting set to retire, and you're nervous because the stock market's really high right now, and the last thing you want to see is another 2008. There's vehicles out there such as an annuity, which can provide not just downside protection, but can also provide for some upside. The other type of annuity could give you guaranteed income that you may be looking for. These are things that you could do today while the markets are at a high to prepare for what happens if. There's so many things that you could do given your individual situation. If you're looking to take that next step and really have a deeper conversation, click the link in the description box below, and one of the team members will reach out to you and kind of help walk you through where you are currently and give you ideas on some of the things that you could be doing. So another thing I hear about, and I talked about just a little bit before, is crypto. But in these times when people are preparing for a bear market, I almost always hear about buying gold or buying silver, all of these precious metals. And cryptocurrency can act in that way as well, right? It could be a store of value potentially. So what are the things that you're looking at? Are you looking at buying gold? Hit us in the comments below. Are you buying gold? Are you buying silver? Are you buying crypto? What are the things that you're looking at as far as a store of value to protect you in the future? One of the last things I'll mention is the idea of cash value life insurance. All too often, this is a forgotten type of savings vehicle or a forgotten asset, right? Because most people think of life insurance just in death benefit form. But having cash value inside of life insurance can be a great place to pull money from in a down market, whether you need it for living expenses, to get a bridge loan for your company, or to just invest in another opportunity that you have. And if you want to hear more about the life insurance and how cash value can help, we actually created a financial freedom roadmap. If you go ahead in the description box below, there will be a link to the Epic Financial Freedom Roadmap. Go ahead and click that. It's going to be a free video for you to watch. It's going to help you really understand about how the cash value works. It'll talk about volatility. It'll talk about the velocity of money multiplier and all the different ways that you can use life insurance.